Today we're here with Nate from Tommie Johnnie Landscape out of Prior Lake, Minnesota. We're going to talk about how when he was starting, he did 80K year one. Year two, he was in a swamp. He paid some agency $20,000. Probably the worst decision of his life, but also the best because he learned a lot from it.
Yep.
You're on track to do 750K this year. You're doing bigger projects. Instead of those $3,000 mulch jobs, you've been able to work your way up to $50, $60, $100,000 install or $100,000 installs. And really just the lessons he's learned along the way. His two biggest takeaways on why he's been able to have this rapid growth. And then lastly, you know, what he thinks about the industry as a whole and why people are messing up. What's been the biggest difference in going from 250K to almost $1 million this year in under 2 years?
I'd say, I mean, there's still stress that comes with no matter where you're at, but I'd say it's a different kind of stress. Whereas like before, I was worried about getting to my next job, as in like having a next job. Now I'm worried about like, okay, my next job or whatever, I have it. In 2 months, am I going to make that job on time, or do I need to tell this client like, hey, weather's been not cooperating with us, or we've had 4 change orders on this last project, so we're pushing it out a couple days. That's kind of like the stress level difference of where we're at. Money wise, that's also a big thing that I feel like I don't think it's egotistical to talk about because it's just the truth.
Yeah.
Before I was for sure struggling. I mean, granted, I was young. I didn't really have a lot of expenses, so I was good on that part. But now it's like I'm covering my bills. I'm not worried about, being able to afford anything. It's like now it's just I want to be able to grow and grow in the right way.
What has allowed you to grow? Like, what are some of the tangible changes that you made from when I first met you to now?
Yeah. I'd say, I mean, honestly, I kind of got this from you a lot too, was, renting versus buying equipment is some of the big changes that have helped me. Just making sure that I'm more comfortable in the off season, since I don't do snow. So like, that's not something
I never did snow either.
yeah. So I don't want to do snow. I don't really have any interest in it. Everyone that I've talked to has said, if you're not already in it, don't get into it. So that's not something I want to do. It's like this year, I was actually looking at the numbers yesterday because we've rented like a 305 with a grapple, and we've spent like probably over 10 grand this year on just renting. But then it also gives me, the confidence in the winter, like, okay, I don't have to make a payment or anything like that. So right now what I'm working on is basically just completely wiping out all of that debt to where I don't have to worry about anything in the winter, which before it was quite a bit more than what it is now. So that's one big thing I would say that's helped me a lot so far.
You've had some good growth, and before, did you think like when you were at like 250K, did you think growing was like buying more equipment, or like what did you think growth was?
I would say yes, just because, I mean, you always see, like, as you say, the lawn ornaments. You always see like the flashy equipment and everyone's got like these super nice machines wrapped, everything like that. Now, I do have 2 machines that are wrapped, but I'd say it's like a different story. People have got like 7 trucks, 3 dump trucks and all this crap to go along with it. And to me, that's what I always thought growth was. And now my mindset, I feel like, is completely switched to where, I mean, right now I'm running 2 trucks, 2 dump trailers, and the growth that I've made in the last like 2 years. I mean, I told you, I think last year before I was with you, I wanted to hit like 350K for revenue. Like that was my goal, going from 250 to 350. And I was like, yeah, like, 40% goal or whatever that is. I was like, that's a good number to kind of strive for. And like I over doubled what I did the previous year. So it's like you kind of think a little bit differently once you kind of learn a little bit more and understand the business side of things a little bit more. Because before I had no idea, about the business side. I feel like I'm a good installer, but when it comes to the business side, that's where I need the help. That's where I feel like I struggle.
What that's what I think everybody struggles with that, right? Like I don't think many people, whether you're a landscaper, interior remodeler, or Nate Wilkowitz who does crack fill seal coat, I don't think many people's strong suit is the business.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a pitfall, is everybody thinks that they're so strong in the business because they're doing 250K.
Yeah.
And your goal was 350. What did you do?
590, 585, 590, I think.
And what do you think you'll do this year?
So I actually just looked. If we're including like the jobs that I've gotten in like Benjamin's, I'd probably right around 500 right now. So I think I should be able to be like 750, 800, I think, by the end of the year.
And you have one crew, right?
Yep.
Why do you only have one crew?
Personally, I honestly don't think I'm ready to have 2 crews yet. I don't think I've like developed enough as like a leader to be able to operate 2 crews efficiently. I feel like it would kind of be just a shit show, to be completely honest. There's still things that I need to learn and fine tune to be able to have a crew run efficiently without me on site.
And we had a full discussion when you were talking about maybe starting a second crew, I
Yeah.
think, about what would be better.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, do you think you would end up more profitable with 2 crews this year or more profitable with 1?
More profitable with 1. With 2 crews, I would be fucking all over the place, I feel like. I feel like I'd have so many headaches. It would just not be efficient at all. Like at all. What we discussed was it's like, okay, and I actually talked about this like Tyler Schulke too. He's like, okay, don't go into 2 crews yet. I wish I didn't go into 2 crews. Raise your prices, get leads dialed, everything like that. And then once you get to the point where you're comfortable, then maybe branch out into 2 crews.
Yeah, because it kind of like we talk about this obviously, but the supply and demand curve of you adding a second entire schedule for a second crew when you can hardly fill your first crew.
Yeah.
The guys will literally get booked out like a month and they're like, "Oh my God, I need a second crew."
Yeah.
They don't realize how much, like how many working hours that actually is that they're adding.
Yeah.
And they have no control over lead flow and they have like shitty brand and they like it's gonna just be terrible. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna be stressed to the max. There's not gonna be enough jobs. You're gonna have to drop your prices to get jobs. You're gonna have to take shitty guys as laborers because you don't have a brand build, so you can't hire. So I think that was a good decision for you.
Oh, 100%.
How much better do you feel like going into next season? I'm assuming having cash and more of a brand.
I'd say a lot better. Just based off of like, I mean, last year was a great year for us, but this year, I'd say it's like the jobs that we've been getting are the jobs, like I'm starting to get to the jobs that I want to do. Like yesterday, I just got a job request come through for a complete new build, an artisan home tour house with, pool install, hardscape, landscape, grading. Like that's what I'd want to do, to where I sit on a site for a couple weeks, month, something like that, and just completely transform a house, going from bare dirt to something that they'll enjoy for like 10 years to come. And I feel like being able to wait to be able to get those types of leads until I branch out to get another crew is something that I feel like I'm going to be happy with myself in like a couple years.
Yeah, I talked about it a couple of times, like this week on the group call, like attacking versus like not, like attacking versus fortifying. Like if you were an army trying to kill somebody or trying to get after something, like you can't just attack with no ammo.
Yeah.
Like you need to get ammo and you need to get supplies before you attack.
Yeah.
And like I think a lot of people in business, they just attack and attack and attack and attack and they might have no ammo,
Yeah.
but they still run towards the castle they're trying to, take over.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens with guys like, especially in like maybe the 500K to a mil mark, because they have money. They feel like they're the man. They feel like they know what they're doing. And then they just keep attacking and buying more stuff and hiring more crappy people. And you end up at 1 to 3 mil. And when you end up at 1 to 3 mil, everything crumbles. And I think doing it the right way, which is the way you're doing it, which is being a little more patient and probably delaying a little bit of the gratification with like the ego or like what people might think of you as an entrepreneur. That's one thing that I think is so cool about guys like yourself, for example, or some of the guys that we've interviewed so far. They might not look like the craziest business. Like you might be competing it with somebody in your local market. They might have double the trucks and double the guys, and somebody in your local market or your uncle might think that they're a better business than you. But what they don't know is you probably got stacks stacked away and you're ready to kill them the next 5 years. And they have 100K overdue with a supply yard. They have no money in the bank. And like, that's not cool. That's not a good business. And you will win in the long term.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's cool that you took that, because especially being, young, motivated, I think you could have just jumped ahead. And I think that would have led to more pain in the future instead of just like fortifying and then attacking next season.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like the job that we just completed too, it's like that big step job that we just finished. it's like the reason that I got that job, because he told me an email, was because it just showed that I cared. He's like, it looks like you want to treat it as your house. You went out on a rainy day to meet with me. I think I sent like 15 emails back and forth the same day with him, just discussing the project. And he told me straight up, he's like, okay, the company that does probably 90% of the work on the lake, he's like, I know they can do this job, no issue. Like, I've seen it, I've seen their work. I've never seen you guys do something like this, so I'm going to take a chance on it, but it looks like you want to do it. And I feel like me being where I'm at right now, because I'm also very particular, I would say, in terms of like my job sites, like I want them to look like
The best.
the best. Like I want them to be recognized. And I feel like that's also why I also want to stay small, is because it's like until I find that one guy that can do something 80% of what I do, it's like I can't trust someone to do the same work that I would do. I need to find the guy that's able to do that kind of work.
Let's go back to your story, because some people will be like, how the hell did you learn how to do a $100,000 project, and how did you get to the level you're at in such a short amount of time? When did you start Tommie Johnnie Landscape?
4 years. So this is my 4th year in business, and then I ran a previous kind of
Under the table
yeah,
side
yeah,
operation?
under the table business for 2 years, and I was at that like a labor for them for I don't know how many years, 5, 7, something like that.
So you work for a landscaping company?
Yeah,
Is
so
that what you
I
mean?
worked
Explain
since.
your background.
I mean, it's just for that company, it was basically all softscape. So it's plants, rocks, mulch. Basically, that's the extent of it. It was never really any hardscape installs. I think the first hardscape that I did was maybe my last year working for that business where I was running it. And we did a super small paver, like 2 super small paver patios probably. And looking back on it, like it gives me nightmares just thinking about how we installed it and like everything about it. But it was good because it was a learning experience. They got one hell of a deal for it because I did not price it correctly at all.
Did you lose money?
I mean, I would say no, just because we didn't have like any equipment.
You had no overhead.
We had
none.
no overhead,
None.
but we also priced it probably a tenth of what I would now. So there's that side to it. But we had absolutely no hardscape experience before starting like Tommie Johnnie Landscape. Then when it came to us starting this company, we did a couple super small ones right away in the year, and that's how we kind of learned. And then I also did a couple for my parents, and we kind of just got better and better and better.
What did the average job size look like for you, like maybe year 1, year 2 versus year 4?
Like monetary wise?
Yeah, and like scope and monetary.
Well, I can tell you the first year of business of Tommie Johnnie, I think we did like $80,000 in revenue. Like we're doing $80,000 jobs now. So, I mean, I bet the average ticket size our first year of business was probably $2,000 to like $3,000 maybe. I don't know if, I mean, like, so we'll do like one-off jobs for tree installs for our local nursery. But other than that, if you exclude those, I bet the lowest ticket job that we've done this year is like 3,200 maybe. And the average, I want to say, is probably going to be more towards like 20 to 30, somewhere in that realm.
Yeah, probably like the 20 to 40 pocket,
Yeah.
I'd assume.
Yeah.
And how were you getting your jobs back in the day? Like the year you did 80K, what were you doing to get jobs?
That one was a lot of just stupid small jobs. So that one, the first year of business, it was a lot of just like posting in Nextdoor, Facebook group chats like, hey, we're a local
We're
landscape
young,
company.
we're
I'm
motivated.
20 years old. I'm looking to, install some mulch, rock plants for you guys. Second year of business, that was all paid ads, essentially.
Was that
Um,
profitable?
No, that was incredibly, probably one of the worst decisions.
How much did you spend on that?
It was just over $20,000.
What do you think you like returned on that in profit, not revenue?
Negative. I mean, if you include everything like the way it should be, I bet I was negative like 20 on it.
And how long were you down that rabbit hole?
6 months. So it's 6 months for just over 20 grand.
So that was year 2 in business?
That was year 2 in business.
Why did you why did you find an agency? Like what was your thought process like going from year 1 to year 2 from Facebook Nextdoor doing 80 grand? I'm assuming your goal is like let's try to do 200 grand this
Yep.
year, for example. Why did you even try to find somebody?
Well,
like
it's
that?
like, as a contractor, when you're low on leads, what's the first thing you think of? When you're low on leads, it's like, all right, I need ads. I need to spend money on ads. So what did I do? I think right away I tried to spend Google ads on my own money. So that turned out great.
Google got you with like the $500 credit that they mailed
Yep,
you.
yep. So I did that. And then Facebook, obviously, I was like, all right, this is obviously what I need to do. So I got on a call with a guy
Yep.
and he was like, yep, dude, like, and it was crazy because right away, my hopes were so high. It was like within the first 20 minutes of actually joining with him and him running the first campaign, I got a lead. I was like, oh, dude, this is going to be great.
I'm going to print money.
Yeah, like I had probably over 100 estimates that I went to through these Facebook ads. I got 5 jobs out of it. 5 jobs. So, I mean, actually, if you really include all the time that I spent
And
going
fuel.
to these estimates, the fuel, everything, it's way worse than negative 20 grand in profit because I just wasted so much of my time. So much. It was, I mean, I like to say it's one of the worst decisions I ever made as a business owner, but it was like such a good learning
It's
opportunity
also, yeah,
that I don't think it honestly was a mistake.
because you now figured out that maybe I don't do that until way down the road.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that they obviously don't work because there's certain businesses like you guys, like you're set up for it properly. You're also a completely
Yeah,
different business type than us.
let me talk about that super quick because people do wonder about that. So we were doing like 40 to 50 grand. We were doing like 40 to 50 grand a month, all organic, no paid ads, right?
Yep.
Then we had to go to them because we're not local.
Yep.
If we were trying to serve the local West Metro, it wouldn't be where I would spend our time, money, or effort
Yes.
because I can service and get in front of people and build a better connection. So like actually today, we just had a guy here and we sold him in person and that's not allowed for anybody else, but he's doing our curb, our concrete curb. And he literally listened to us talk for 15 minutes. He's like, yep, I'm signing up, right?
Yep.
So trust me, I wish we didn't run ads because if I could talk to every person in person, I think we'd have 10,000 contractors, not 700.
Yeah.
But what for us, it's just a distribution problem of we're national. We need 300 reps to be in every city to talk to people. And I'm not ready to make that leap yet.
Yeah.
Eventually, hopefully we can turn them off. And
Yeah.
we're working towards it every week, every month to build referral partners, to build our brand bigger, and to do all the stuff. So like we have to use it to have a national reach. If I was in a local market and I was selling to consumers like you guys are to, you know, Kathy or Patty, who has a $800,000, $1.5 million home, it's not the best way to get in front of people. And you've obviously learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do learn that the hard way. And then second with that, you said like, you know, I spent 20 grand, right? Did you learn how to run a business or did you learn any skills that you took away from that?
No, absolutely nothing. And it's funny because it's like he told me to do one thing and he's like, just sit back, relax, and let the leads come in. So what did I do? I did exactly that. I sat back, relax, I let the leads come in, and I lost a shit ton of money.
Just wasted a whole year.
And it's funny because then I have to do all this work with you guys, even though it's maybe a couple hours a week. And I probably do 20%, honestly, of what you ask, like truthfully. And my business has completely took a turn for itself for the good. So when people say it's like, oh, you got to do all this extra work, it's like, dude, no, you don't. It's not that hard.
Wait, welcome to entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
If you don't want to work, you should get the fuck out and go get a normal person job because you're not going to last. If
Yeah.
you're looking for somebody to do it for you, a lazy handout, you're absolutely screwed. Now, at 5 or 10 million a year, yeah, you're going to need to delegate things and have people do things for you.
Yeah.
But when you're on your first 200K, is it a good idea to spend 20 grand to get the shittiest leads?
No.
No, absolutely not. It's a much better idea to learn how to run a business and how to be a better entrepreneur. And then maybe you could use paid down the road when you have tons of money and you understand what a funnel is and how to sift through leads and how to qualify leads, because nobody knows when they're running those ads. When they're at 500K, even 800K, they don't know.
Yep.
Not a good idea. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay.
Well, I mean, for us too, just really quick, it's like I try to service like Prior Lake only because then I'm south of the river. My time for, going to job sites, it's like 10, 15 minutes. There's no reason that I need to spend money on ads to be able to reach Prior Lake area. There's absolutely no reason. You guys obviously are going all around the US. That's completely different. Us, it's like we don't need to spend money. It's like I can just do community stuff, try to get involved.
It's actually a dead fucking giveaway that you know nothing about business when you're on us about running paid, but we teach you guys how to not run paid.
Yep.
Because that tells me you have no clue how to actually run a real business.
Yeah.
Like it's funny because people will comment that on our stuff and think it's going to be like a diss towards us. And I just laugh. I go, okay, you don't know anything. You don't know anything. You don't know anything. The people that know, they know.
Yep.
It's crazy. Okay.
Yep.
That was year 2.
Yep.
So year 1, you did 80K. Year 2, you paid 20 grand for ads. You went down a rabbit hole. How much did you do?
240, I think we did.
Okay. Then you found us, I think.
Yeah, I think
And
I found you, like, I think I was on, I don't know. I was talking with you for a little bit, and then I think I was skeptical.
you were very
obviously.
skeptical. You just got
I just got reamed.
rinsed
Yeah, I
for
just got reamed.
20K.
So I was like, all right, dude, like, who do I trust anymore? And then I think it was like March or April, or I don't remember exactly when, that I actually joined with you guys.
And what did you do last year?
I think it was like 580, 590 or
Yeah, I
somewhere
think you
around
said that earlier. So you went from 2 something to 590, and you want to do 350.
Yeah.
And then you're probably going to do like what, 800 this year?
I'm hoping. I think it's more realistic going to be around 750. It just depends on how the year plays out.
How profitable?
I'd say this year our profit margin honestly is not as good as last year's, but it's still probably 30%. Last year is probably around 35 to 40.
What do you think has caused it to go a little bit backwards?
I'd say I put more money into equipment this year. I also bought a house, and I've kind of been, mixing some business and personal
Ooh.
finances. So I've been buying some stuff for myself.
Okay, so the margin's good, but you're reinvesting
Correct.
some of it. So you would be extremely
Correct.
profitable if you weren't buying a bunch
Correct.
of stuff.
It's like if you look at like, the actual books, it's like it might say one thing, but in my mind it's like, okay,
I'm spending this.
I've spent however much money on my house because I didn't have basically anything.
And you were able to buy a house now.
Yeah.
With paid ads?
Oh, yeah, exactly. You know what?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Side tangent. You were able to buy a house. What did you get?
It's a 2-acre property out in Prior Lake.
How much more confident have you felt in the last 24 months of business just doing the right things? Like, do you think you would have been able to purchase that house?
No, not even close. I had no idea that this was like possible this fast. If that makes sense. It's like I always thought that, 20% growth year over year, at least in the beginning of the years, was like really good. But I mean, when you go from 240 to 590, that's clearly not 20%. And that also, I doubled revenue, but I probably tripled or quadrupled my profit. So it's like, that's why honestly what matters more to me than the top line.
And where do you think it's possible to go from here? Like, where's your mindset, like within entrepreneurship? Because I think a lot of people get like very scarce when they don't know what's going on. Like they think that like the money's going to leave, the business is going to fold. Like, how do you feel about the business's future?
Honestly, I feel really good. And the reason being is one, I feel like my main priority when I do a job is like the client sometimes might always not remember like what you say, but they'll always remember how you make them feel throughout the whole process. So it's like for me, I try to make them feel like understood, and I want to make sure that they're always happy at the end of every single project. Like that's my goal. It's like that's honestly why I do what I do, is because I enjoy making people feel happy and like enjoy a space once we leave. It's like you guys enjoy making contractors like me make a lot more money, spending a lot less money doing other things. Like now we're involved in the community. We're giving money to local companies instead of Meta, a huge company.
Yeah.
So I would say like, the fact that we are able to do pretty good work, I feel like my main goal is just to make clients happy and able to enjoy spaces. Which kind of going back to your question, it's like, I think that there's a lot of room for growth in my company because I feel like I'm kind of the constraint right now.
Yep.
And
For
I
sure.
feel like that's kind of where I need to work on it.
You hired a girl, correct?
Yep.
Do you want to talk about that? Like,
So she does kind of like some of my background stuff. So she'll do like, for me, it's like, you got to figure out what's worth your time, what's not worth your time. For me, it's like doing like 811 utility markings. Like that's not always worth my time. So she does that and some other stuff. And then she also does like photography, videography for me and all that stuff. Now, beforehand, like I don't think I would have been able to afford that, but now I feel like I can afford it. And I also enjoy it because I don't know how to take a photo for my life. Like I don't understand how to do that.
I don't think any of us do.
No, but she's good at it. So it's like, hey, if I can kind of gain back some of my time. Last year, I was always doing like all my utility markings, all this stuff at night, and I'd be working till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Whereas now, I feel like I can probably get done with work maybe around like 7, and then I have 3 hours back in my day, which to me is valuable.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's worth a lot.
Yeah.
What what does your day look like right now? Like, what time do you get up? What do you do? How do you structure it? How many guys are on site?
So I'd say right now, wake up 5:30 to 5:50 every morning. Breakfast, coffee, and then I leave usually for work around 6:45 to 7. I'm still on site 100% basically, just
Okay.
because I like to be,
Okay.
honestly. I'm on site 7 to, depends on the day, 4 to 6. If I have any meetings, I'll usually go home quick and I'll just go to a couple meetings and then come home, dinner, put quotes together, invoices, whatever.
So you're doing estimates basically daily from maybe like 5 to 9 when you have them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think some people, like, what they'll do is they'll stack them on a Friday, for example.
Yep.
I know a lot of people that do this.
Yep.
I don't think it's right. I think a lot of people will stack estimates like just on Saturdays or just on Fridays. And what they really fail to realize is you might go there Monday and they might have called you and they called me,
Yep.
right? You go there Monday. I'm
Yep.
like, hey, Kathy, I don't go into estimates, only Fridays.
Yep.
She already signed with you before I even get there.
Yep.
And then I'm over here like, the market sucks, the world sucks, there's no way to win. I mean, it just happened to us with the table. We called 30 freaking people that build tables. No shit, you, like, maybe not 30, like between 20 and 30. Owen called a bunch, I called a bunch.
Yep.
2 people answered. One person said, I will be there today. And one person said, hey, I'm going to get you some stuff over later this week. Who do you think we went with? Number 1.
Yep.
The guy who showed up the same damn day.
Yep.
He drove to Michigan the next day for us. And they're not a small operation. It's not like it's the cheap guy, the shitty guy. And I paid him $1,000 extra to make sure it was done by my deadline. Straight to his bottom line.
Yep.
I was like, you ever had anybody ask this? He's like, well, I got to see if we can get it done. I'm like, dude, it has to get done. Like,
Yep.
tell me what price. It has to get done for our event.
Yep.
But yeah, it's wild. Okay. So you've been able to go from 80K to being stuck in the weeds with some damn paid ads to 5 something to damn near 800, 750 or 800. You feel confident with the growth. What do you think that you could give advice to, somebody that's watching that might be about to go down the paid ads route or just wants to do more? Like, even if they never join our shit, like, what has been the unlock for you?
I'd say probably a couple things. One is don't try to do something that you don't know how to do. And what I mean by that is, like, in jobs, it's like sometimes if you try to go out and do, say you only do softscapes and you're doing hardscapes, and you try to do a hardscape job is what I mean. Like, don't go do a 500 square foot patio for your first install. Like, that's a terrible idea. Do something small for someone that you know that's okay with you maybe not doing it perfect. It's like there's a lot of liability in certain jobs, like the one that I was just on. There's a lot of liability with it, but I feel like I am comfortable and install good enough to where I'm not worried about it. I'd say that's one big thing. The other one
Start small
is,
and then grow.
yeah.
We'll talk. All right, now number 2.
Number 2, I would probably say, when you're small, because I'm not big by any means, like I'm very small still. Ads, I think, are a complete waste of money. I would say it's like, just get involved with the community, and that is like the best thing that you can do because people will talk. Like, lots of people talk. The one thing that one customer of mine told me is that if you do good work, and this guy lived on the lake, he was like, if you do good work and when you see that water behind me and you don't triple your price, we talk. Like, all of us talk. We will give you all the work in the world. You do good work and everything will kind of come from there.
2 very good pieces of advice. And lastly, to button that up, something that we do at our in-person events is like, if you own a business and you're on the other side of this camera, for example, how many of you found your accountant from a Facebook ad? I'm going to guess on the other side of this camera of 100 contractors watching, probably less than 5 found an accountant from a Facebook ad.
Yeah.
So you need to back engineer and think about, where did you find your accountant? And you need to start thinking like that in your business, and that will help you immensely.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching, listening. Where can people find you on social media?
Tommie Johnnie Landscape, Facebook and Instagram.
Make sure you follow Nate. And we're going to keep doing these. We got another 24 of these in a row in the next 24 days. Violent action towards the goal.